Welcome to another lab on ethical hacking. Today we'll try to understand the default share behavior in Windows 10, 7 and 11. So as you can see, I'm using VMware Workstation and I have three virtual machines running: Windows 10, Windows 7 and Windows 11. Now all three of them are on the same network, and if you want to find the IP addresses of them, you can go to command prompt, you'll type ipconfig and try enter. You'll get an IP 129 as I wrote it over here. So these are the IP addresses for these machines. So all of these machines are on the same network and they can see each other. Like for example, if I'll type in ipconfig over here, I can get an IP address for this one as 192.168.189.131, and Windows 11 was 129. So if I'll ping from here 192.168.189.129, which is our Windows 11, it is responding. It means that these two machines can see each other. Same goes for Windows 10. Now since all of them are on the same network, I want to show you one thing, which are the default shares on Windows. And if you want to see the default shares, go to show more options and go to the option over here which is called manage. We'll do the same on Windows 7. We'll go to our Windows 7 machine, we'll right click on this PC, click manage, we'll go to Windows 10, we'll right click on it and we'll click manage. Now what we want to see over here are in shared folders, there are shares and there are some default shares which are default shared by Microsoft when you'll install Windows. As you can see, default share. And if you'll go to the properties of it, it's saying that it has been shared for administrative purposes, so that if I want to share certain things from the network, I'll be able to do that. But of course there will be a username and password required. I'll show you a vulnerability in this one which is usually exploited, and how the ransomware and the trojans etc. travel on the network. If you go on the shares over here also, you can see that here also C is default shared, and then even the C users drive is shared by default. If we'll go to Windows 10 and we'll try to see the shared folders on shares, you can see that C drive is shared on this computer as well. Now since all of them are on the same network and all of them have the same username and password regardless of the operating system, so if I'm for example on my Windows 7 and I'll go to run, for example the run command over here, I'll type target Windows 11. That's the name of this PC of Windows 11 machine. If you want to find the name of this machine, you can find it by going to the properties of the system, show more options, go to the properties, and you'll be able to see the name of the computer over here. So this is target Win 11, this is target Win 10. So if I want to reach this target 11 from Windows 7 machine, I'll put two backslashes and then I'll type the name of the computer and I'll press OK. Now it seems like that nothing happened over here, but see what's the secret behind it. If I'll type in $, I'm in the C drive of this Windows 11 machine. Now if I'll go to administrator for example, and if I'll go to desktop and I'll create a folder over here called hi there, and if I'll go to my Windows 11, you can see there is a notepad file over here called hello here. So that's how it reached Windows 11 without any username and password, because they are sharing the same username and password on the computer. Now let's do the same thing on Windows 10. If I'll go to run over here, right click on start, press two backslashes and then type target and then Win 7 for example, Win 7, and press OK. It would open a window for Windows 7. And as you can see, it has opened the drive for Windows 7 and we are here on Windows 10. If I'll open it, it would give me access to this. If I'll go to administrator, desktop, and I'll create another notepad file over here and see hello, type in hello Windows 7 and OK, and then go to Windows 7, we'll be able to see hello Windows 7 over here. Now the problem in this one is that we keep these default shares. For example, if I want to transfer certain things on the network for a lab purpose, if a lab is going to take place in a specific lab and we want to copy certain files on it, we share it so that through the default shares we can access it. It's not only C drive. Usually all drives or all partitions that you have on your computer can be accessed by other computers like that. Now in order to get rid of this thing, you can right click on it and you can say stop sharing, and you can select stop sharing for all these things. That's the thing that you must do if you're not sharing anything on the network and you want to stop this kind of share on the network. You must always stop the default share which is there on these computers. So that was about NetBIOS and how do we search the computers on the network and the default shares on them on a network environment. Now we'll see a normal command which is quite old but still available with Windows, which is called nbtstat. So we'll have to open the command prompt for that, and in order to run the command, so in order to use, we'll use nbtstat, and it's just like netstat where we can get the statistics, but in this one we'll use certain flags in order to get the information. So what we'll do is after that we'll use -a, and then we'll type in the name of the computer for which we want to resolve the computer names, etc. So I'll target, for example, Windows, and then if it is Windows 11, try to see if we can get anything on that. If not, we'll try for other computers and we'll see. No host is found on this one. If we'll check for Windows 10, as you can see, NetBIOS has resolved the names and the unique names for that. And if I'll type in the same command by the you'll press the up arrow key from the keyboard and you'll type the other name of the computer to see if we can get any results for this or not. As you can see, it has registered and it found certain details for this one, the workgroup details and the NetBIOS details which it has reflected upon. Another thing is that as you can see, it is getting the NetBIOS details for this one, and even it is showing us the MAC address details of the computers which are available on the network. Now I'll try to use the same command with a capital A, and what is required in this case is that before we were using the name of the computer, now we'll provide the IP address of it. So I'll provide 192.168.189.131, so it would give me the details of the target machine. And if we'll check it for example 129, if it's active still, we'll be able to get some details of that. Otherwise we'll try another IP address which is 30, for example. It won't give, since we know that there is no machine powered on at the moment. We have 131 and 132, so we'll get the details for 131 and 132. Now there's another command mentioned in your book which is -c. So if I'll type -c, which is in lowercase, make sure that you are typing it with the correct tense, because it is case sensitive. If you'll type capital C, it won't reflect anything. So with -c, which is in lowercase, it would show me the local cache of my computer and the device's details on it. Now if I'll type the same thing with -r, so it would show me my statistics on the computer, like how frequent I'm contacting the other computers. But if I'll type -r in capital, it would purge the preloaded NBT remote cache table on my computer. If I want to see the current sessions which are active on my computer, I'll type in -s with a small s, and I'll be able to see that how many sessions do I have open. Since I don't have any, so I'll not be able to see anything over here. Now if I want to get a constant update of my connections and the details which are there on my computer, so I'll type in 1, like for every 1 second it would search for it. Then I'll type -a, and I'll type the name of the computer as target, and then Win11, and it would keep on searching after 1 second that what are the active connections on my machine for every 1 second. If you want to cancel it, you can press Ctrl C, and if you want to try it on another computer, you can press 10 and see that if you'll be able to get some details for that, and then it will keep on refreshing it every second. As you can see, it is constantly giving me the details for that. If you want to cancel it, you can press Ctrl C and it would stop over here. So that was about nbstat, and for NetBIOS and SMB enumeration, etc., we can get these details for that. So that's it for today. Thank you very much.